In today's episode of Ask Tanya, I'm going to address one common behavior in puppies, and that is puppy mouthing and biting. So today's question came in and it says, my almost 1-year-old golden doodle play bites often for attention. Any tips on how to stop this? So a couple of things. Puppies in 1 year of age is actually getting close to more of an adolescent stage. Adolescents are from about 6 months to about 2 years of age, and that's what we consider their teenage years. They tend to get a little more mouthy, bitey, jumpy, blow us off a little bit. Think about human teenagers as kind of a puppy during their adolescence. So when I think about a dog who's asking for attention, so that dog in this situation is kind of asking for attention by mouthing and biting and kind of roughhousing. So that always tells me a few things. It tells me, one, that dog actually needs a little more attention, a little more play, a little more exercise, a little more bonding time, games, tricks, that sort of thing. Because if a dog feels that they are actually, and I'm going to cut this for just a second and double check my camera because it's giving me a weird error message. Okay, now that that's fixed, we'll just continue on with our puppies. So if a dog is asking for attention, we want to make sure that we're giving them the appropriate attention that that dog needs so they don't feel the desire to ask for it. So a dog who's kind of asking for attention by barking or mouthing or throwing the ball in our lap or pawing the door, whatever that is, then that dog isn't getting what he needs. So we want to, and including with this puppy, we want to increase the attention and play and activity with the dog so that, one, they don't feel the need to ask for it in an inappropriate way, or what we consider an inappropriate way. So that would be the first thing that I'd start. Increase what's going on with that dog, the games and activities and exercise for that dog. The next thing I would do is I would really make sure that we have a lot of appropriate and things that the dog likes to chew on and carry. I think it said golden doodle. Yeah, golden doodle. So golden doodles are two breeds, a golden retriever and a poodle. And both of those breeds are actually bred to retrieve. So they are bred to use their mouths. So that breed, and my last dog was a golden retriever, really likes to have something in their mouth. So I like to focus and teach those dogs that I want to have a toy in my mouth, their mouth. I want to have the ball in their mouth. I want to reward them every time the appropriate item is in their mouth. And I did say that, right? Every time I see my dog with the appropriate item in their mouth, I'm going to tell them how smart they are, what a great dog he is. That's going to be the time that I say, wow, you got your toy in your mouth? Let's play. I want to reward the dog for having the toy in their mouth versus my arm or my pant leg or my shirt, whatever that other thing is. If I can't play with the dog at that moment, then I'm still going to tell him how smart he is. If I'm really working on trying to train or untrain a behavior like this, then I'm probably going to have some of his food in my pocket or some dehydrated liver treats or beef long, that sort of thing, so that when he again has that toy in his mouth, I can just say, oh, what a good boy, and toss him that treat and let him know how smart he is. Of course he's going to drop that toy and go grab that treat. And then he may even come up to you like, okay, what do you want? I'm ready for some, engagement. And then I'm just going to smile at him and say, oh, you're such a good boy. Why don't you go ahead and get your toy again? Or I might even take his Kong or his rubber toy and throw some snacks in there and give it to him so I can tell him again, wow, you're so smart, but I don't have the time to play with you at this particular moment. Again, if I can play with him at those moments, even better. And that play doesn't even have to be a long time. So if your dog has the right toy in his mouth, you can go, wow, I'm just going to go ahead and play a little game of fetch for like 2 minutes. All done. We're done. We played a nice game of fetch for 2 minutes. I'm reinforcing my dog for carrying the appropriate items. When the dog lands on you and not the toy, so say we missed or, the puppy's still learning, he's still learning that our skin, our clothing, us, we're never a toy object. So that goes for every human in the house. Every human that comes to visit. Our hands, our clothing, our shirts, our shoes, they're not part of the game. So when that dog attaches to something that's not part of the game, Then I will ask for a drop behavior if they have a good drop behavior, depending on the person or the item that they're holding on to. So for me, I'm comfortable that if my dog grabs onto my shirt, that I can just stand there for a second and just wait and kind of hold my shirt kind of close to my body so there's not a lot of tugging action, and I'll wait for that dog to let go of my shirt, and as soon as he does, I can tell him, wow, you're so smart, aren't you a good boy? If I can't allow that to happen, so maybe, you know, I have that silk blouse on. Obviously, I'm not going to wear a silk blouse, but that silk blouse on that I'm afraid to get, you know, torn up, or my skin is a little sensitive, then I, again, for a young dog who's offering a lot of behaviors that I'm still working on training, I'm going to have their snacks in my pocket. So they grab my shirt, and I'm just going to, if I can't wait it out, I'm just going to take that little snack and I'm going to go towards his nose so that he drops my shirt. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to engage in my dog. I'm just going to wait for that drop, and then I'm going to try to focus my dog onto something else. I don't want to make it a big game afterwards. You know, I don't want to say, oh, we did that drop, now let's play. Because again, I want to teach my dog that I'm going to reward you and play with you more than we did before, and I'm going to play and reward you when you do the appropriate things and have the appropriate things in your mouth. But when you do the inappropriate thing, or what I don't want, I'm going to then ignore you afterwards. So I'm going to get my shirt out of your mouth, but I'm not going to play with you now. I might, if I need to, even hook him up to his harness and leash and just kind of ignore him and have him hang out with me, or put him in his crate for a couple minutes to have him chill out. But again, I want to try to get them to learn that I'm going to pay all this attention to you, more than you really ever need to ask me for all these good behaviors. So remember, with puppies, we need lots of activity, lots of engagement. A puppy who's doing a lot of just random jumping and body slamming and grabbing your clothing and doing all this kind of stuff, again, just needs to have some more activity so that they don't feel the pent-up energy to do that when it's inappropriate. Now, that's not including puppy zoomies. That's a whole nother topic. I'll actually, in the description above, I'll give you a link to puppy zoomies, so that can give you a little bit more information as well. Also, some information on mouthing, I'll put in the link above, and puppy biting their leash. That's another question I get a lot of when I'm getting these types of questions. So I'll put that link above. So again, I appreciate you guys coming for the Ask Tanya session, and there's a link above that you can submit your own questions so that hopefully I can read them on air. And I look forward to talking with you. Talk to you next time.